Hello, it's Jane here. I'm back up at the plot after what seems like an age since I last did a video. And one of the reasons for that, or my excuse anyway, is over here in the UK, excuse me, we've just had the most ridiculous heat wave, which has seen temperatures which I know might not seem a lot for people in the rest of the world, but in the UK, if you hit anywhere above 30 degrees, we're all sort of laid to rest. For me in particular, I know some people love it and they absolutely absorb it. I mean, the sun's out now and it's on my back and it's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I'm not a heat person. I can't really deal with too much heat. The whole family, we're all quite fair and we just burn. So that's meant is I've been coming up to the allotment during the evening. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see that I've been trying to keep regular updates by putting pictures up and, you know, and sort of keep going that way, which proves I have been up. But yeah, just too hot to do any work. So the bits and pieces of time that we have had when it's not been too sweltering, we've come and done little jobs. Like, this is my preamble here, like digging up the garlic. Did that about a week ago now, quite late for the year. Reasonable harvest. I'll put a picture on if I can remember, but again, I put it up on Facebook. Not as much as I would like, but certainly way better than last year. But what I want to do today is dig up my giant garlic. I've already dug up, the reason I said giant and not elephant is because it's something slightly different to the elephant garlic. I have dug my elephant garlic up already, I'll show you that in a minute, but the other variety that I want to dig up today is called Canadian garlic. So called because it came to us from a lady via Canada. So I'll show you the elephant garlic first and show you what it's like, and then we'll move on and I'll have a go digging up the Canadian garlic, which I've never done before, which is new to me, so really excited. So I'll show you where we're going to go. Okay, so this is this year's elephant garlic, which well, just looks like garlic from a distance, doesn't it? Because you need some sense of scale with it. So if I show you, I'm going to show you the biggest one because I'm proud of this one. I show you this one. That is pretty much the same width as my hand, so it's a good 4 or 5 inches across. Okay, now obviously you're going to get different sizes. That one's a smaller one. I think that's a monobulb, but I'll come back to that later on. But yeah, you can see what we're looking at. They are closer in relation to a leek than garlic, so they have got a much milder flavour than your standard garlic despite their size, but they are absolutely fantastic roasted and just spread on anything, but I'll come back to that later. Because my problem now, and I'm going to have to show you this, is when I put the Canadian garlic in, I didn't quite realise, let me just get the camera off, just how much, here we go, the calendula had self-seeded. So somewhere in there is my Canadian garlic harvest, but before I can get to that, I'm going to have to harvest some of the calendula. It's such a shame I'm going to do this actually. You know what, there's a few little onions in this bit as well, which I can pull up. Teeny tiny ones. I should be using a fork. These will get used pretty quickly. Oh, there's a few more. This is it. They've just completely got overgrown by the calendula. And must admit, if I wasn't going to be using this bed again, put those with the elephant garlic, this year I would leave these calendula because they're just beautiful. They're just... The bees love them, everything loves them, I love them, you know, they look great. But I'm afraid I want to put in my purple sprout and broccoli once the garlic's over. So I'm going to leave these ones at the end, and that's not even a calendula, that's a big horrible weed, which I'm probably just going to snap for now. if I show you just how easy these are to pull up actually. And from one of those tiny, tiny seeds that it drops in the autumn, you get something like that. I'm sorry. But that will come in because I am going to collect the flower heads and dry them, which is what I did last year. And then I can do calendula oil and calendula balm and all sorts of calendula based things. There's more onions in here, you know. Right, let's see if I can get one from the root and I can show you just how big they get. Of course I can't, can I? Nope, can't do it. Another one of those horrible ones though. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. All from... We've got one of the seed heads here. I know this video is not supposed to be about calendula, but I don't see why not at the moment. Have a look at that. There, there's tiny seeds that will just drop in the ground. And once you've had calendulas, well, calendula, which is the plural, I don't know, you won't need to buy seed again. But yeah, but for now, you can imagine when this garlic went in, they were just teeny tiny seeds. And I had no idea that they were going to grow to this size.
Well, now you'll just have to bear with me because looking back at the, the footage, this is where my microphone originally went off. So I'm going to be narrating over the footage. So yeah, just bear with me. You can see here I've got a fork. And what I'm saying is you want to make sure that your fork is at least a few inches away from the stem of the plant, because the last thing you want to do after all this time is stick your spikes through your garlic bulb. So always go a little bit away from the stem, gently ease it up, and look at that. I do believe it looks just the same as the elephant garlic. Yep. Really nice size. That's good. Okay, we'll go for the next one. I mean, I've only actually got, I'm saying only, I've only got 6 plants to dig up because it was so kind of our neighbour to gift us with an actual whole bulb. But because each of these bulbs are so big, you only get sort of 5 or 6 clothes in each individual bulb. So let's carry on. This one, I know I was wondering about this one, whether it would be smaller because it's towards the edge of the bed. Very often it's the plants at the edge of the bed that get a little bit drier. They dry out a little bit quicker, so they're not usually as big. But no, all looks good so far. And I think what I might be talking about as well at some point is the fact that, much like the elephant garlic, they are also covered in little bulbils. But that's something I'll come back to later on. But you get the general idea, don't you? I'm digging up some garlic and I'm probably saying, hooray, this looks really good. So enough of this, let's get on with the bit and hope that the sound's been recorded for the next bit.
Hello bees. Oh, well, it looks to me like the jury is pretty much out on this, because to me, can you see me? You can see me. Yeah, let's have a look. That's the biggest elephant garlic, okay? And let's see for the biggest Canadian garlic. That's looking pretty big. Pretty much not a lot in it. Okay, so I think what we've got here is another, maybe it's a different variety of elephant garlic, but whatever it is, it's one of those beautiful giant garlics. Let me put this here, that has just got that milder flavour. But what I wanted to show you was, I touched on this before, how expensive it can be to, sorry bees, I'm bothering the bees, I am sorry, please don't sting me. They will one day. I keep going on about how much I love them. They'll all get their revenge one day. Yeah, on the internet before I was looking, and you could get 3 elephant garlic cloves, £5. Well, you think that's only going to give you 3 plants for next year. So then what you need to do is, once you get those 3 plants, maybe put one of them to one side, which will seem like an absolute waste at the time. Put one of them to one side, and then you've got 6 cloves for the following year, and you get that exponential growth each year. Because they're so expensive. One way though that you can, or rather another way that you can propagate your garlic is these little things, just like with the elephant garlic. On the outside, a whole load's fallen off. Let me get one I haven't washed yet. Can you see them there? Yeah, these little things called, oh, here's a good one. Oh, this is covered in them. These are called bulbils, and they are literally teeny tiny cloves of elephant garlic. And if you collect those, a lot of people eat them, just eat them like garlic. You know, they taste okay. A lot of people just throw them away. If you're anything like me, you put them to one side and forget where they are come planting time. But if you collect those off your elephant garlic or your garlic, next year, or rather this year even, you can plant them. So when it comes to planting time, September, October, November for your garlic, pop those in and they will develop into what we call monobulbs. Okay, and one of these garlics I think is a monobulb. All a monobulb is a garlic that hasn't split. Okay, so whereas you can see clearly with most garlic that you grow, you can see the indentations around the outside as to where it's split. Okay, you can see the, I mean, on some of them you can see the actual cloves of garlic. That probably won't store very long, but I don't care because it's going to get eaten quite soon. Okay, so you can see where the individual cloves of garlic are. A monobulb is just a clove that has not split. It's grown on but hasn't split. If I put that back in the garden this year, that will then develop over the winter into next year into a finished garlic bulb. Okay, it's just not ready yet. However, saying that, you can just eat it like that. It's just like a lovely big garlicky onion. So it's up to you. You can replant it or eat it as it is. But these, when you think next year, that would be £3. I would say each one of these is going to give me, oh, I don't know, 6 or 7. So then what tends to happen is people see a giant garlic and they say, oh, I'd love to grow one of them. Can you give me, could you spare a bulb? And you know how long it's taken you to grow these bulbs and how long it's taken to gather the stock. So instead of actually handing them one of your precious whole bulbs over, you can say, I can go one better than that. I can give you a handful of bulbils. And all right, you'll have to wait, but year after next, you'll have 10 elephant garlic plants. So, all right then, I'm having all sorts of problems with the camera here, so I'm just going to make this last bit really quick. I talked about the bulbils. You'll notice they've now gone away because this is about an hour later and I'm fiddling with the camera trying to fix it. I just wanted to say one of the best reasons for growing this giant garlic is just the flavour. I said before, it's not as intense as your normal garlic. It's milder, it's bigger, it's beautiful. You put a couple of those in a tray of roast veg. Once it's roasted, squeeze the clove out so you've got some sort of puree. Stir the puree into your veg. It's fantastic. Or you could take the whole thing, obviously cut the stalk off, clean it up, put it in some foil, wrap the foil around it, drizzle a bit of olive oil on top, fold it over, pop it in your oven and just wait for it to soften. And once again, you've just got this delicious garlic puree. And you can put it on anything. You can stir it into things. You can, if you're dead posh, you've probably just got some handmade sourdough bread hanging around. Put it on that. It's lovely. It's lovely. Unless you're over 70, because someone on the Facebook group the other day said people over 70 don't enjoy garlic. Can't controversial? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, I am going to go because I'm having all sorts of problems with the camera. Do come along and say hello on Facebook, in the Facebook group. Do come along to Instagram. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I shall be back soon enough, hopefully, if it's not too hot, for the July tour. But until then, do take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.